Atiku Abubakar Nigerian or Cameroonian? Why are there questions about his nationality? Why now? These are the things that we're talking about right here on this conversation. My name is Gloria Oje Modi. Right now to talk about this with me, we have Kachi Ononuju. He is a public affairs analyst. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, we have back here in the studio, Max Oga, a public affairs analyst. Welcome.
Thank you, my dear sister.
Okay, maybe I should ask the very simple, straightforward question. Is Atiku Abubakar a Nigerian? First of all, let's talk about where he was born. It's general information. Kachi Ononuju, is he Nigerian or Cameroonian?
A former vice president of Nigeria for 8 years is a Nigerian. It's just a distractive question. It really should not come up. It just tells you President Buhari and his people do not have proper answers to the questions raised.
Interesting. That same question to you, Max. Why is this coming up right now? Okay, we know that he was born in Adamawa State, but why would anybody be saying that he's not Nigerian based on birthplace?
No. Let's not mix this up. Nobody is saying His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is not a Nigerian. All that was thrown up is that as at the time of his birth, that Jeddah, where he was born, was not part of Nigeria. And Section 131, subsection 1, paragraph A of the 1999 Constitution as amended, says for you to qualify to run as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you must be a Nigerian by birth. So we must separate these things. Adamawa State, where Atiku hails from, is part of Nigeria today. It is one of our 36 states as recognized and embodied in our constitution.
Presently.
Right, yes.
Presently.
Yes, so it's just a very narrow issue. As at the time of his birth, was he a Nigerian?
In
and like I said,
1946.
the issue is narrow, but at the same time, very broad. And the implications of what we are throwing up now, I said this yesterday, are very enormous. If we don't handle this situation well, could lead to a lot of other things. If you permit me, our 1963 Constitution, the Republican Constitution, the first and the last we had before our presidential constitution in 1979, accommodated the issue of plebiscite. We had a plebiscite in 1961. So people of Cameroon extraction were given, of the then Cameroon extraction, were given the opportunity to vote whether or not they will remain in Cameroon or be part of Nigeria. Now people on the northern flank, persuaded by the then Sultana of Sokoto, the premier of northern, Sultana of Sokoto, then premier of the northern region, agreed to join Nigeria. Their brothers in the southern flank, sharing a boundary with where I come from, opted to remain with the Cameroon. These are the people who are having, crisis today. Now, the 1961-63 Republican Constitution recognized those who became citizens after the plebiscite as Nigerian citizens. But for whatever reasons that were available then, I don't know, in 1979, when Rootstv, Williams and others were putting together the 1979 Constitution, they left that out. And of course, the 1999 Constitution is a copy of the 1979 Constitution. They also left out the issue of those who became citizens after the plebiscite. You know, so my take would be that our legislature should address that issue. Now, this issue goes beyond Atiku Abubakar. I say this with all sense of responsibility. We are going to hurt a lot of people from Borno, from Yobe, from Adamawa, from Taraba, who became Nigerians after the plebiscite. Because we are now saying to them,
you're not
that
Nigerians.
Look, you're not Nigerians to the extent that you can seek the presidency of Nigeria, which is not fair.
Okay, to cut you short, what you're saying is, in 1946, when Atiku Abubakar was born, where he was born, Jeddah,
was part
of northern Cameroon at the point. And then with the amendment of the constitution, which had of course allowed that they become Nigerians.
No, with the 1961 plebiscite.
Yes, okay. And then with the amendments, or with the constitution being amended over time, it somehow left out that aspect which said the 1963 constitution.
The 1963 accommodated it.
Which accommodated
1979 omitted it. 1999 omitted it.
Dr. Catch, do you see how that could become an issue right now with people who want to bring that up and say, because those things were omitted in the constitution as it is right now, you need to go back and look at where he was born, his birthplace?
Well, I would like to take you straight to Niger, because President Buhari himself is not indigenously a Nigerian. President Buhari is from Maradi. Maradi only happened to be culturally part of the Daura Emirate, from Maradi, Zinda to Agadez. So most of them who are born in Niger also crossed over. That's why Buhari had not been able to place a single school he attended that is captured in Nigeria. So we have these porous problems about the North. That's why you see him wanting to build a rail line to the place of his birth.
May I ask a question? You said something earlier in this conversation. You said when we start talking about the nationality of these people who have either run for the government, run this country, run for different offices, we are opening a can of worms, something dangerous. What did you mean by that?
Yes. Now, you heard what Doctor said. Trying to trace the history of Buhari. When we start throwing these stones, you don't know the extent to which we would expose ourselves. Where I come from, you can trek from there. If you are strong enough, you can trek from where I come from.
Where do you come from?
To Cameroon. I come from Ikom.
Here's a question that's been running through my mind all as well. I mean, when you look at the Constitution from 1963 all the way till now, why was that aspect excluded in the amendments from the 70s even till now? 79 to 99, 79 and 99. Why do you think, I don't know why it feels a little malicious, because this was something that was accommodated in 1963. Why all of a sudden 1979, 1999, that part was somehow not excluded, omitted? Let's use the safe word.
We don't have a constitution yet. What we have are documents that were given to us by virtue of Decree 24.
That's what you look at.
We do not yet have a constitution drawn up by we, the people.
Okay, so you wanted to say something, but let me throw a question before you can also answer that as well. Atiku Abubakar has come out and said this is diversionary. You have even used the word it's diversionary. What is it being diverted? Why is this coming up, and what is it diverting us from?
It is diverting us from the constitutional questions thrown up by the PDP position, which says you committed perjury. You do not have the requisite numbers to declare yourself president, which INEC did. You also did not present a valid WAEC document. And that's why you've seen his lawyers trying to do this. And when Atiku said, all the schools you mentioned were never existing before you joined the army. And most of us who have gone back to dig have seen, yes, Maradi, though in Niger, is part of the cultural areas covered by the Daura Emirate. Maradi, Zinda, and as far as Agadez. That is a cultural emirate, not a political emirate recognized by Nigeria's contiguous borders. But those of them who belong to that emirate from Niger had always found it okay to come into Nigeria.
Why is it that Southerners have not thrown up this issue? We have our brothers from Lagos who share a boundary, who share the same culture with their brothers from the Republic of Benin. The people from what part of Lagos is that now?
Badagry.
Badagry.
Yes.
They have never disowned any of theirs on the ground that, oh, look, you are not a Nigerian. You are from Benin Republic. Those of us from Cross River have equally not done.
So why do the Northerners obsess
why
over
is it
this?
only? Why is it always?
Why do the Northerners
in the North
obsess?
for one reason.
Why?
Because at independence, it was only the South that had freedom. The North, at the time the British left, the Fulani still colonized the North till today, till as I speak to you. As I spoke to you now, no Hausa man is emir anywhere in Hausa land. So the independence was primarily a freedom game for the South. It's only under the 20 years of the current democracy that you're seeing a lot of the North standing up and laying claim to citizenship.
True.
Do you know that people can take advantage of this situation right
And
now?
start to agitate for separation.
We want our own
course.
country. We are not Nigerians, we are not Cameroonians. We want our own country.
Finish. This is enough.
And once that begins,
to excite that agitation
sure.
for separatism. And once that bill comes, so that's why I'm saying Buhari's recklessness in trying to rule at all costs probably will lead him to break this country. As he's rightly said, and that's what I was telling somebody 2 days ago. I said, if Buhari doesn't take time, he will dismember Nigeria from his ways.
A big thank you to you, Dr. Kachi Onanuju, for taking our time to give us, give us an insight on this very intense conversation. Thank you, Max Olga, for speaking to us on this. Please tell us what you think. A lot of issues have been thrown out here. Very sensitive issues, to be honest. Go to the comment section of this video and tell us what you think. My name is Gloria Oji Emode, and you're watching Rootstv Nigeria.